Coming up next on Making Moves, things go from good to bad at the Mayport Ferry. We'll tell you why that is a good thing. JTA's VP of Transit Operations, Lisa Darnall, joins us in studio to talk about improvements to Jacksonville's transit services. And you'll want to hold on tight as we go around town on JTA to a place where you can travel 1,000,000 miles into space or millions of years back in time. I'm Donna Deegan. These stories and more right now on Making Moves. Hello and welcome to Making Moves. I'm Donna Deegan. Coming up, how a recent JTA amenity upgrade at the Mayport Ferry turned bad and why that's a good thing. JTA's VP of Transit Operations, Lisa Darnall, joins us in studio to talk about the transformation of transit in Jacksonville. But first, some news about the future of the First Coast Flyer. Recent budget announcements from the Trump administration could mean transit funding for services like long-distance train lines, which serve as many as 220 cities across the country, could go away. Also facing the chopping block are federal New Start's transit projects in nearly 40 cities, including the final two corridors of Jacksonville's First Coast Flyer service. The authority launched the Flyer's Blue Line back in December, the second of 4 proposed bus rapid transit lines that would have made up the largest BRT system in the Southeast. But now word coming from the Federal Transit Administration is that funding for the future lines is uncertain at best. The two Flyer corridors now in doubt are the East Line to the beach and the Southwest Line running along Blanding Boulevard to the Orange Park Mall. JTA officials are closely monitoring the budget situation in hopes the Flyer projects do get a federal reprieve. The beach's trolley was back in action during one of the beach's premier events, the Springing the Blues Festival last month. Blues fans took more than 420 trips on the beach's trolley during the 2.5-day festival, gladly avoiding the traffic and parking hassles associated with that popular event.
Well, this is the first time we've done it from this end at South Beach Parkway. What I like best about this setup is after the festival, because it's nice to have somebody to give you a ride home after the festival after you've been in the sun all day in a hot day.
It's wonderful. As soon as I walked up to the bus stop, the trolley showed up.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have to wait, not even a minute, and it was wonderful.
Definitely for this sort of thing, it's a much easier way to go.
This is nice, relaxed, it's AC. I'll get right to, like I said, I'll get right to the heart of the festival without having to walk, so I'm not tired when I get there. So it's a win-win for the price, couldn't beat it.
It has been 1 year since the JTA took over the operation of the St. Johns River Ferry in Mayport. Since then, the authority has spent millions to upgrade the ferry riding experience, and the ferry itself received a complete overhaul and a new paint job. All new slip walls were installed on both the Mayport and St. George Island ramps. Well, there are new restrooms and both ferry landings have undergone beautification efforts. But there was still something missing. And as Making Moves correspondent Eugene Lindsay explains, when JTA filled the void, things in Mayport got bad.
Sitting at the entrance of the Mayport Ferry, nestled under a canopy of relaxing trees, something bad is starting to take hold. But wait, it's not what you're thinking. You see, it is bad, but at the same time, it's definitely all good.
We take that corned beef hash and we slap it on that grits. Just like that.
Meet Teddy Simmons. He's the reason you can find B.A.D here at the Mayport Ferry. You see, B.A.D is his food truck. Simmons served as a food service sergeant in the United States Army and says he had always dreamed of owning his own food service business someday. But why call it B.A.D?
So I was talking to a couple of friends one night, and in fact, he was the one who said, let's name it B.A.D, and B.A.D stands for breakfast all day.
That's right. 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Simmons is cooking up breakfast all day, just steps from the Mayport Ferry.
You want some grits or corned beef hash with that, or hash browns? Hash browns. Hash browns?
Simmons says the menu for his breakfast creations is inspired by his deep history and love of hometown and family in Wadmalaw, South Carolina. A morning meal with Aunt Betty and baby girl Sally, and of course, the Wadmalaw Breakfast Bowl.
Good morning. Can I interest you all in a breakfast sandwich or a drink or something?
His sister Agnes is also a driving force behind this B.A.D business, offering her unique style of car-to-car service as folks are waiting to cross the river.
A lot of them doesn't know about us just yet, so that's the purpose of me going to them, and they don't see the truck sometimes, so when I'm passing out or telling them about us, I always let them know that the truck is right over here, and they'll look and say, oh, okay, and I'll give them a card, tell them give us a call before they come in, we'll have it ready, and I'll bring it over to them.
It was this hometown charm, Southern cooking, and commitment to success that garnered the attention of JTA's Chris Macklin. Macklin met with Simmons about partnering with the JTA to serve breakfast all day here at the Mayport Ferry.
I felt that he was a perfect fit for this opportunity because he shared a lot of his experiences working in the field. There was a sense of commitment.
He was like, we just want teamwork at JTA. That's what he always stressed to me, and I was like, well, I'm a team player.
And patrons agree that breakfast all day is a welcome addition to the Mayport Ferry experience.
I think it's a great idea. I think it'll actually boost tourism here. A lot of people take the ferry because it's more scenic, and if you had a little bit extra, a little food truck to go with it, it makes the experience a lot more enjoyable.
It's not very many food options out here. To have some food trucks and have different things available, especially with vacationers going back and forth, to get them a different blend as they go back and forth on the ferry, I think it's a great idea.
1050 a chance. We really appreciate you coming, huh? All right.
I'll tell the rest of these boys around here.
I appreciate you.
In Mayport, Eugene Lindsay, JTA, making moves.
Next up, we'll hear from JTA's Vice President of Operations to learn how the authority continues to look at new and innovative ways to improve its service. Then later, Catalina Alers-Alers takes us around town on JTA to a place where prehistoric times are coming to life.
For most of us, eating healthy is just a matter of choice. We go to the nearest supermarket and pick out all the fresh produce we want. But how healthy would you be if all you had nearby was fast food restaurants and convenience stores filled with junk food and frozen pizzas? Every Friday, JTA's Rosa Parks Produce Market is helping you eat healthier with lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, all at reasonable prices. Rosa Parks helped change our world. Now the Rosa Parks Produce Market can help change your life.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Travel around Jacksonville like never before on the First Coast Flyer Blue Line. The Blue Line is an extension of the Green Line service and will connect North and Southeast Jacksonville. Customers will now have access to new job opportunities and activity centers, all while riding a premium service. Whether you're catching a connection to your job downtown or headed to the Avenues Mall, the First Coast Flyer gets you where you need to go.
Over the past 2 years, JTA's transit operations have undergone a serious makeover. The entire bus system was overhauled to make it more efficient and provide passengers with more options and better service. So joining us now to discuss how those changes have affected both ridership and the public's perception of transit in Jacksonville is JTA's Vice President of Transit Operations, Lisa Darnall. And Lisa, welcome back to Making Moves. It's so good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we got a busy morning because we have a lot to talk about. So many things on the plate this morning, but we're going to start with the JTA makeover of the Mayport Ferry. As a Beaches resident, this is really exciting to me. It's been fun to watch all this whole transition take place. And as we heard in Eugene's report, the addition of a food truck on the Mayport Ferry. Tell us what the perception is out there now and how all this is going over with everybody.
Well, first, we're so excited to have the ferry as part of our transportation options for our customers. And not only is it great for the commuters every day, but we find so many people come out on the weekends just because it's fun and they want to see what the ferry is all about. And we've made so many improvements, and we're just really pleased to see the success since we've taken it over.
Well, I know that's exciting for a lot of people, and it's good to see that the ferry is on a long-term plan where we know it's going to be taken care of and it can only get better and better.
Yes, that's right.
So that's exciting. So I want to go back to December of 2014 when the JTA sort of turned transit on its head with route optimization. Looking back now, do you feel like that has accomplished what we set out to do with it?
Absolutely, and even more. We knew it was the right thing to do for the JTA and for our customers, and they responded positively. And we know that it was some changes that were long overdue, and it's really all about the customer experience. And that was what was most important to us, is to provide those improved customer experiences.
Well, I want to remind people that back when all of that happened, we really were sort of anticipating, because there might be, you change anybody's habits and perhaps, ridership goes down. And that was sort of the expectation, that at least on the short term that ridership might go down, and it actually went up by 5%. Why do you think that is?
I think that it went up because we were providing services that they didn't have before. We were operating longer on weekends, we were operating late at night, the frequency on services were better. So many of our routes were operating once an hour. And now we have many routes operating every 15 minutes. So the reliability and just the fact that people aren't having to wait so long and find other transportation options, I believe, contributed greatly to the ridership. Not only that, we implemented so many new technologies that they had never had before. We now have customers who can use their smartphone and know exactly when that bus is going to arrive. They can wait in their home or their office. They're not standing outside in the heat or the rain. So they know exactly when that bus is coming.
Well, I think that's a really great point, because a lot of times, even if you do have to wait a little bit, just knowing exactly when the bus is going to arrive is a big deal. But since we're talking about time and optimizing people's time, I mean, really, I believe it was something like a 20% improvement in on-time bus service. So that in itself, when you add that to the app and other things, is a really big deal, right?
Yes, it is. In fact, that was our first focus when we looked at what we needed to do to make some improvements. And we knew that on-time performance was paramount. And at the rate we were operating at that time, we knew we had to take a laser-like focus and really determine what changes we needed to make. And we now know that most days we're operating in the 80% versus where we were before. It's more reliable, it's more frequent, and like you said, customers now know when that bus is coming. And even though we spent a great deal of time making improvements to really find out what were some of the obstacles preventing great on-time performance, whether it was the elements we were operating in, whether it was operator behavior, all of those things have proven to make some great improvements, and we continue to monitor it each and every day.
Well, you talked a little bit, you touched there a little bit on operator behavior. Obviously, with all the technology there is, your operators are really your face to the public. What do you do to make sure that operator behavior is exactly where you want it to be?
We found that on-time performance wasn't the thing that they thought about every day when they got behind the wheel. Safety has always been number one. It will continue to be number one. But now operators get daily reports and weekly reports about how well they're doing. So they take a pride in knowing that their route is operating on time.
Well, I know that you take a lot of pride in that, but also it's hard to count the number of awards that JTA has received over the last couple of years. It's really been amazing. We have leaders coming from other transit agencies from all over the country to Jacksonville to find out what we're doing right. How does that make you feel knowing that all those people are coming to Jacksonville to say, hey, we want to replicate what you all are doing?
Well, it makes us proud, and it's a huge compliment. I think to share our story, we love doing that, and we have some proven successes, and we love to share our story.
Well, all this is exciting and good news, but we do have to touch on one thing that may be a downer, at least on the short term. There is some discussion, and although we are far, far from the end of this process, that it looks like, at least in the budget that's been set forth by the Trump administration at this point, that there may be some cutbacks that JTA may be affected by in terms of the First Coast Flyer. So if for some reason we lose funds for the First Coast Flyer, how do we continue to provide the type of service that we need to provide that we really set the expectation for at this point for our customers?
Well, we continue to look at opportunities to be cost efficient within our organization, and we look at opportunities to increase our revenues, because if that happens, we still want to provide quality services to our customers, even in the light of funding obstacles.
Well, you deal with what you have to deal with, right? And
That's
so we'll wait and see, because as we talked about, this is really on the very beginning end. So who knows by the time we get to the end of it, because infrastructure has really been set out by the administration and really by Congress as one of the things that they want to focus big time on in the next several years. So perhaps by the time we get to the end of that process, we don't end up losing so much.
We're very hopeful.
There you go. Good answer. All right, Lisa Darnall, thank you so much for being with us on Making Moves. We always appreciate your time, and we look forward to the next time we see you back here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well, the JTA held its bus rodeo last month at the authority's Myrtle Avenue Operations Campus, the annual competition to determine the best overall bus driver and bus mechanics team. Some familiar faces won both competitions. In the bus mechanic competition, you'll remember the three amigos, Tommy Cruz, Tony Martinez, and Rick Ballard, are headed back to the state competition in Daytona after coming out on top over 3 other teams in a 5-event timed competition. Each team of technicians was challenged to diagnose and identify planted defects on major components of a bus. Meanwhile, in the bus driving competition, JTA driver Ramon Farfan beat back all challengers once again and won the Jacksonville Bus Rodeo, forget this, the 8th, count 'em, 8th time. Farfan scored 625 out of a possible 700 points to take home the champion's hardware again. Farfan will join the three amigos in Daytona, looking to bring home another state title to Jacksonville. Making Moves correspondent Carell Danzy recently sat down with the 8-time champ to talk about his rodeo dominance and how the competition sharpens his daily driving skills.
Winning first place isn't new for Ramon Farfan.
The local 8, 9 times.
Then there are the state titles.
3.
And international.
1.
But it's more than winning for Farfan.
It's a good experience. You get to teach other drivers something new. You get to open their eyes and realize that they can do a lot more than what they actually think they can do. Because a lot of them are scared, they don't want to be embarrassed or they don't want to do it because they think somebody's going to make fun of them. But once they come out here and do it, they realize they can do it. It makes you feel a little bit good.
When I first started, I thought it was, okay, it's going to be a breeze. I'm just going to go through these obstacles. When I got out there and Ramon took me around the course, I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. But I put my mind to it, I practiced, and I came out pretty good.
Janisha Henry is new to the competition, finishing strong as Rookie of the Year.
And I listened, I watched, and I learned, and I appreciate it. And they are both awesome drivers, and they are my competition.
Speaking of competition, Al Doster, 19-year JTA operator and 15-year rodeo veteran, has been on Ramon's heels striving for the coveted title.
Each year I seem to see that there's an obstacle, and you really have to be focused on that particular obstacle. This year it was the right hand backing up for me, and I was not really focused. And it don't take but just a fraction of a judge to be misplaced. That throws your whole game off.
The thing that really got me was the offset backing. I could offset back on one side, but I think it was the left side, I just couldn't get it.
You're really doing the same procedures on the road on your regular route as you do on the rodeo. So if you're on your route making right turns and nothing happens, it's the same as doing the rodeo. So your route prepares you for the rodeo.
Each year, Farfan repeats this one thought just before he hits the course.
I have to win. I can't let a rookie come over here and beat me. But no, I can't let a rookie beat me. It just makes it fun whenever you get a lot of rookies. Because most of the veteran drivers, we'll have our own little lunch bet on the side, and each one of us grabs their own rookie.
Farfan is headed to the state competition, but the rookie is already planning for next year.
My prediction is I'm taking it all. I'm coming out to take the first place, definitely. Can't be rookie of the year anymore, so I want it all.
In downtown Jacksonville, Carell Danzy, JTA Making Moves.
Still to come on Making Moves, we go around town on JTA to a place where prehistoric times come alive. Stay with us.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
For most of us, eating healthy is just a matter of choice. We go to the nearest supermarket and pick out all the fresh produce we want. But how healthy would you be if all you had nearby was fast food restaurants and convenience stores filled with junk food and frozen pizzas? Every Friday, JTA's Rosa Parks Produce Market is helping you eat healthier with lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, all at reasonable prices. Rosa Parks helped change our world. Now the Rosa Parks Produce Market can help change your life.
Welcome back. We continue our series Around Town on JTA with a stop on the South Bank where you can travel 1,000,000 miles into space or travel back millions of years into time. Our newest correspondent, Catalina Alers-Alers, joins us in the studio for the very first time, and it's so great to have you here.
I'm so excited.
Well, obviously you're new to us here at Making Moves, but certainly not new to the Jacksonville airwaves. So tell us a little bit about what else you're doing.
Right, so some of our viewers might recognize me from The Chat. It's a TV show on First Coast News, lots of lovely ladies that I get to sit and talk with. And then my main gig is actually on 97.9 KISS FM. I am the weeknight radio show host.
Well, we are very excited to have you here on Making Moves. And our last show, you kicked off the Around Town series at the Tree Hill Nature Center, which was so cool.
It was beautiful. I mean, I was a little ashamed. I've lived in Jacksonville for 23 years. I had never heard of Tree Hill Nature Center before, but it was beautiful. My family and I have gone back. My niece and nephews thought it was the coolest thing. I mean, it was really a beautiful, beautiful gem in Jacksonville.
We do. We have so many wonderful things to go out and explore, which is one of the great things you're going to take us to today. So what's up? What's now?
Well, next we're going to the Museum of Science and History on the South Bank downtown. Now, a lot of us have, probably been there for field trips or gone on the weekends, but there is a brand new exhibit that's coming later this month. So, starting off on May 27th, you can go back millions of years back in time to the mighty T-Rex and dozens of other dinosaurs when they roamed the earth. The interactive Dinosaurs in Motion exhibit is coming to MOSH, and your kids can see it for free by writing JTA.
The Museum of Science and History is a favorite for so many families. Kids get to interact with exhibits, let their curiosity lead them, while parents have the satisfaction knowing all this playtime is actually educational. The newest traveling exhibit coming to MOSH is called Dinosaurs in Motion. Sharif Frink, the Director of Communications at MOSH, explains how this is not your average dino exhibit.
A lot of times if you see an exhibit about dinosaurs, it teaches you maybe one aspect of it, but this kind of gets you involved in, how the dinosaurs actually moved. You can kind of imagine it, but when you're actually physically there to see it and feel it for yourself, I think that gives you another level of interactivity with the exhibit.
When Sharif says feel it for yourself, he means it. You will love how hands-on the exhibit is.
kids and families can interact with using levers and pulleys, kind of like almost like a puppeteering type of.
So they get to move the dinosaurs around.
The dinosaurs around. And so just imagine that, dinosaur mouths opening, closing. So there's going to be a lot of clanging and banging, and
it's just going to be really loud.
Right.
To celebrate dinosaurs in motion coming to MOSH, the museum is partnering with JTA, and you get to reap the benefits. It's so exciting, there's only one real way to show you.
Anyone who has a purple card, they can ride, take the flyer straight to MOSH, and they can gain free admission to MOSH. So it'll be good, and that'll be throughout the summer as well.
It's easy to get to the museum with JTA. The First Coast Flyer Blue Line stops right in front of MOSH every 10 minutes during weekday peak hours. Or you can take the Skyway to the San Marcos station and walk across the street to the museum. Once the kids are in free with the JTA Purple Youth Pass, it's time to explore. Budding astronauts and stargazers will love the Space Science Gallery and the shows in the Brian Gooding Planetarium. Immerse yourself in my personal favorite exhibit, Currents of Time, a walk through history of Jacksonville and Northeast Florida. A piece of that exhibit was actually expanded to tell its whole story.
On the third floor, we have our other exhibit, which is called The Real Hollywood. So if you don't know, a lot of the early films, the film industry used to be here in Jacksonville. You know, studios such as Norman Studios are one of the early pioneers of the silent film industry. So that's where it began in the early 1900s. There's an interactive component to it. So you can actually put on like costumes, and you can, act like you're acting out a scene.
I could go on for hours telling you how cool MOSH is, but it is way more fun if you come see for yourself.
For more information on where and how you can get your Purple Youth Star card, visit the JTA website at jtafla.com. You'll find everything you need under Writing JTA, and then click on the Fairs and Passes section. Donna, this really was such a cool exhibit.
I got to tell you, I'm such a MOSH nerd. I love MOSH. I could live in MOSH and never get bored. But this is a great exhibit for the whole family. Runs throughout the summer, so there's plenty of time to check it out. And of course, kids get in free with the JTA Purple Youth Star card. And what a great deal. MOSH is always so much fun.
It is. I mean, making it free, kids will probably be there all summer.
Absolutely.
It's so much. And it's AC. In the summer, air conditioning matters.
It does matter. And don't forget the First Coast Flyer drops you off right outside MOSH and San Marcos Skyway Station, so right across the street. All good stuff. I can't wait to see where you take us next. This is going to be the most fun segment.
You're going to love it. You'll love it.
And good job with the dinosaur, by the way.
Thank you.
I'd
like to get
deep
into the stories.
All right, that wraps it up for us. Thank you so much for joining us here on Making Moves. Thank you for taking the time. And remember, you can check out past episodes anytime online at jtafla.com. And you can also find stories and other exclusive content when you like our Facebook page at facebook.com/JTA Making Moves. For everyone here, I'm Donna Deegan, and we will see you next time we're Making Moves.